All right. Well, hey team, welcome to Team Time. It is Monday night, November 20th, the week of Thanksgiving, and we could think of no better way than to spend this 30 minutes with you, really just kind of focusing on us as a community, how we want to show up this season for ourselves, for our families, for our clients, for our potential clients and our coaches. And the word that came to mind this weekend was peace, love, and gratitude. And I know we did peace, love, and party at our convention party, but and I think we all know about love, right? We talk about love quite a bit and opening our heart and letting our walls down and really connecting with others. But the two things that I think really make a difference in how we feel and how we the energy we put out to others is in the peace, the internal peace that we have, as well as our gratitude for where we are. So I was doing a little thinking of my own, just going through a lot myself in terms of this past year, facing struggles. And I know every single person on this call has gone through something this year, right? Could be related to the business, something personal. I know some of us lost parents. It's been a tough season in a lot of ways. But what I read on this, it said true peace comes from within, and it starts with acceptance. Acceptance is the art of letting go of the need to control or to change things that are beyond our control. It's about acknowledging and embracing reality as it is without resistance and without judgment. And wanted to start this evening and have Mandy and Matt Male share with us, because I don't know, some of us know they've been through quite the journey. I think through all of your marriage, but particularly in this past year with another thing that you ran into. So would love for you just to talk to the group tonight, Mandy, and I know Matt's going to join in, just kind of got what you've gone through, how you kind of kept it together, and what you're grateful for.
Yes, thank you. Matt's dealing with a misbehaving dog right now.
No worries.
Well, thank you for, excuse me, allowing us to share. For those of you that might not know, sorry, my voice might, last year, on December 12th, I had a routine colonoscopy that, I was end up with colon cancer. So, whirlwind of like 72 hours. But, Matt and I have reflected, on this journey this past year. And, one of the things that, was just so beautiful about this journey is that like, we did have to have an acceptance, right? Like, I love that intro because we had to accept that, okay, we don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to follow doctor's orders and we're going to do, A, B, and C, and we're going to do everything we can to beat this. Right. And then along with that, we just had the most amazing support. So even though it was in reality, one of the hardest things that I personally have had to go through when I've already gone through breast cancer, and it was so unexpected, it really was another year of just so many blessings, and like the way I kind of look at it is just having that mindset of like the ebbs and the flows, right? And you can relate it to literally anything that you go through in life. The highs and the lows, the roller coaster of life, like you name it, we all have stuff. We all have things that are, traumatizing or hurt us or are painful, but it really is how you shift your mindset, how the kind of perspective you have in regard to, what you're going through. And we were just so incredibly blessed with the community of people that we were surrounded with, whether it be family and friends, coworkers, Optavia. And it was just looking back on this past year, it's like, even though it was hard, like we kept a smile on our faces and we got through it because we felt so loved. And just like everything else, like there's one constant in life and it's change. And, when things are amazing, they're amazing, but they're not going to stay that way. When things are bad, they're bad, but they're not going to stay that way. And so that gives me hope to know that like you can get through anything. It's always going to get better.
Additionally, what Dee alluded to earlier is there is a part of acceptance to that, but there's also a choice that you're able to make. And a friend of mine reminded me of this last week. He said, one of the things I like to think back on is, what would you do when misery shows up at your door? What would you do? And you have a choice. You can let it beat you down, or you can look at misery and say, you're not taking me. Not today. It's not happening. And we've been very fortunate to be in the position to look misery in the face and say, you ain't taking me. You can throw me a punch here and there, but this is the way we're going to do this. And you're not in control here. We are in control of how we are going to take action against whatever comes our way. And that's a large part of it as well.
And I think because of it, like, there is so much peace, right? Like, we're at peace with everything that was thrown our way. And we made peace with it very early on, that, we were going to fight, and we were going to have faith, right? We were going to be hopeful and have faith, and that, like, we were going to get through, and it was going to be okay. It was going to be fine. Right. And I think just having the support of so many people that supported us and loved us, we're just so grateful.
Thank you for that, you guys. For the team to know, Matt and Mandy were at my house on Friday night for my open house, and we were just chatting and kind of chatting about the year, and can you believe it's the end of the year or whatever, and Matt just so calmly said, I think I said something, Mandy, like, well, you've had quite the year. And then Matt said, but it's been a good year. And Mandy concurred. And it just really struck me. And Mandy, you've shown up the best you could through your business. You've rebuilt as soon as you were, you were right back in it. And I don't know, just such an inspiration. I think that so often, our unmet expectations, our disappointments, our need for perfectionism, ruminating thoughts, like Matt said, can go either direction. And you're such a testimony to the power of choice in how we show up. So thank you guys for sharing.
Thank you for allowing us to.
Thank you.
All right, Meg Johnson.
All right. Well, hey guys, it's hard to follow Matt and Mandy. That was so inspiring and incredible. Thanks for sharing with us. I want to know from you tonight, on a scale from 1 to 10, I want you to rate your happiness level. So on a scale from 1 to 10, think about it and pop it in the chat. How happy are you right now in this moment on this Monday night? Rate your happiness level. Got some 10s out there, and I want you to keep it real with us on where you are, and like the joy and your happiness and all of that. And as those numbers are coming in, I want to ask you, do you want to be happier? Do you want to have more joy in the everyday moments? Do you want to feel more fulfilled in your life on a Monday or a Tuesday or a day ending in Y? Do you want to have less fear in your life? I love the I do's. I love the yes. Me too. And one of the best things we can do to improve our joy, to make us feel more fulfilled, to reduce the amount of fear that we have in life, is to live in gratitude and have that attitude of gratitude. We know there is power in our gratitude. It's been proven to have a direct effect on how happy we are. And, I think it's also important to note, gratitude isn't positive thinking. We're not out here saying that, even with Matt and Mandy's story, you just got to be positive, right? It doesn't mean covering up your emotions with platitudes and social media posts, painting everything to be better than it actually is. Real gratitude, the gratitude we're talking about tonight, means learning how to live in the moment each day, and live to the fullest, not only in the peaks of your life, but also in the valleys. It means experiencing your life, whatever it looks like, and experiencing it to the fullest. And just like Mandy was saying, understanding no matter what happens, grace will fall upon all of us, right? Tony Robbins, who's one of my favorite gurus, he says, when you're grateful, fear disappears and abundance appears, right? And we know when we appreciate the things that we have, and we have that gratitude, we will be given even more abundance, right? Because what we focus on is what grows. So there are so many benefits to gratitude, and wanted to just spend a moment with all of us tonight in gratitude and feeling something that we're grateful for. So what helps me is to put my hand on my heart. So I'm going to encourage you to do that. And I'm going to encourage you to close your eyes for a second. And I know some of you out there, maybe if you're catching the recording, you might be like, oh, what's about to happen? But I just want you to trust us and go with us right now. Just lean in, put your hand on your heart, close those eyes. And I want you to think of one moment that you can be deeply grateful for. That might be a moment a decade ago. It might be a moment a couple of minutes ago, but think of one moment from your life that you can be deeply grateful for. And with your eyes closed, I want you to just imagine yourself there in that moment. And I want you to think about what you heard in that moment. It might have been laughter. It might have been somebody's voice. I want you to think about who was with you in that moment. Was it a different person? Were there a bunch of people? What did their face look like? Did they have a smile on their face? What was happening in that moment? Did you smell any smells in that moment that you're deeply grateful for? Try to use your senses. Maybe you were sharing a meal. Think about the tastes and what you were eating in that meal, that moment that you're deeply grateful for. And I want you to just try to put yourself in that moment and imagine the way it feels in your heart. Allow yourself to be there. And now I want to ask you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you right now in this moment? And has it had any impact in your joy and your fulfillment and your happiness? And you can open your eyes now. This is a practice that you can do at any point. Tony Robbins does this sometimes 3 times a day, and he has an exercise called priming. There's a YouTube video, we'll put it in the chat, where he goes and picks out moments he's deeply grateful for every single day, and he puts himself in that moment. And so I would love if you could, to put it in the chat how you're feeling right now, 1 to 10. If you noticed any change in your happiness from before you had that moment of deep gratitude until after. And I'm gonna play a really short video for you really quick on gratitude as those are coming in.
When something really great happens in your life, you sometimes lower your energy about it because you don't want to make somebody else feel bad. How many sometimes do this? You know what it does? It teaches your brain it's not good to feel too happy all the time. And that's the wrong thing to train. When you get in a place where you've lost some of that energy, what you need to do is part of what you guys teach, which is the celebrate part. Very few people celebrate, but most people wait till an unbelievable thing happens to celebrate. If you wait till that happens, you're not going to be happy. Most people don't need a reason to feel like crap. You say to somebody, how you doing? They go, feel like crap. How come? Woke up. You don't need a reason. How many of you have plenty of things in your life today that if you focused on them, you can feel so grateful, so excited about your life? Then here's what you want to do. You don't want to wait to achieve your goal and then celebrate. You want to celebrate so much, there's so much energy, and your goals just happen.
Right. Man, I love that. I love the idea of incorporating gratitude in all of our lives. And we're actually going to spend some time together in community in just a couple minutes. We're going to break out into breakout groups, and we're going to break out into rooms of 3. And so there will be 12 rooms of 3. If you get into a breakout room and maybe you have some friends who don't end up clicking the button to show up, just come back to us in this big group and we'll put you in the right group. And I'm going to encourage you, if you're out there and you're like, oh, it's a breakout group, I don't know, I don't have my makeup on, or I'm not ready for this, just go with it. Just go with us. Find a way to have connection and community. We know connection and community moves us. And so we have 3 questions for you to answer in your groups, and we want you to pick 2 of them. And if you have time, you can answer all 3 of them. If you will start with the person with the shortest hair, And we're going to we have 3 minutes a person. So if you want to set a timer, but here are the questions. Number 1, what has this year taught you about yourself? Question number 2, as a coach, out of all of your clients, which client success story inspires you the most? So what client has had that big transformation? And then we'll post these in here, so you don't have to write them down. But number 3, as we approach Thanksgiving, what are you most thankful for related to coaching, and how has it added to your life? And I'm just going to share with you one of the things that, you know, I'm deeply grateful for. And one of the things I think about a lot of times in my life, and just in terms of coaching, I always think about this one client who, man, I'm so glad I said yes to coaching. Even if I didn't help any other person, it was this one individual, and she lost over 100 pounds and found out who she was always meant to be. And her story didn't end there. Like, she's had struggles since then. But what is so beautiful about her story is who she is on the inside is different because of our program, and because of the personal development, and because of what she's done and who she's become, which I think is just so incredible. So, all right, Dee, anything else you want to share before we jump into breakout rooms?
We are good.
Okay. All right. I will press the button and we'll go. We'll see y'all on the other side, and then we'll come back together for a few minutes. Here we go.
I was going to try to copy paste into the rooms. I'm going to pause the recording. All right, here we all come. I love it. The room's flooding back, smiling faces. Looks good. Well, we would love to hear from maybe 2 people. We probably have time for 2 people to share maybe something that this experience brought up in you, something that surprised you, or maybe something somebody in the group said that resonated with you.
And we're going to challenge you for those 2 people to be maybe somebody who doesn't usually talk.
Mm-hmm.
We would love to hear from you. Maybe this Thanksgiving week, you're going to have some extra oomph and raise your hand.
Hi, Meg. My name is Jacqueline. Nice to meet you. This is my first
brand
session.
new, Jacqueline, brand new coach. We just met you today. Gina's
Yes,
coach.
Gina is my coach. I met with Dee today for the first time, and I'm so excited to be here with all of you. I'm going through some changes myself, and I'm really excited to just connect with all of you. I hear acceptance, letting go of the need to control, and I am a big control freak. So I'm working on releasing some of that and leaning into gratitude. So that was exactly what I needed to hear today. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you for jumping right in too. You are welcome here, and your voice is welcome. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Meredith.
Hey, I was trying to figure out how to then put my hand back down. I am just glad. So I showed up late, have a sick baby, and when I heard breakout rooms, I was also feeding her, and I almost X'd out of it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna come as I am. This will be good. And so I did, and it was just so great to like be real in community, and it was just a reminder of how great our coaching team is, and just being able to come as we are I'm just really thankful.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. Thank you. That's really what we wanted for tonight, right? And just to realize everyone to know you're welcome, you're accepted, like Meg said, makeup, no makeup, baby in the hands, and thanks for having the courage to just show up anyway. And isn't that just such a great testimony that anytime we do step into courage, it's like always worth it. Always worth it. So as we are wrapping up tonight, you guys, just going to encourage you to keep an eye on make sure you read the top 3 posts and email, and other Facebook posts, the Optavia email. There is so much happening. We don't want to take up time during this call, but also don't want you to miss anything. We've got the community call up next, but most importantly, just want to wish every single one of you guys happy Thanksgiving. I know I personally am extremely grateful for every one of you guys and just for being who you are and your heart for helping others. How about you, Meg?
Absolutely. This is like the best team, the people with the greatest hearts. And I'm so grateful that we get to spend time together and calling each other higher. So thanks, guys.
All right. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Good night.